Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Report, where we break down the biggest financial strategies, trends, and news to help you stay ahead in the game. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Bitcoin, and specifically, MicroStrategy's groundbreaking Bitcoin strategy. Love it or hate it, this company has gone all in on Bitcoin like no other, and their approach has been both revolutionary and controversial. So let's break it down and see what makes their strategy tick. For those of you who may not know, MicroStrategy is a publicly traded business intelligence company founded in 1989. It's best known for its software that helps businesses analyze and interpret data. But in 2020, the company took a dramatic turn. Under the leadership of Michael Saylor, its then CEO, MicroStrategy decided to adopt Bitcoin as its primary treasury reserve asset. This means they began converting their cash reserves into Bitcoin, a move that caught the attention of the financial world. Fast forward to today, and MicroStrategy has become one of the largest institutional holders of Bitcoin, owning billions worth of the cryptocurrency. So why did they do it? Let's dive into the reasons and the mechanics of their strategy. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy is rooted in a few key beliefs. Cash loses value over time. Michael Saylor and the MicroStrategy team believe that holding cash is a losing game due to inflation. Over time, the purchasing power of cash diminishes, and traditional investment options like bonds offer minimal returns. Bitcoin, with its fixed supply of 21 million coins, is seen as a hedge against this inflation. Bitcoin as digital gold. MicroStrategy views Bitcoin as digital gold. Unlike fiat currencies, Bitcoin is decentralized, scarce, and resistant to censorship. They believe it's the best store of value for the long term. Technological adoption curve. Saylor often compares Bitcoin to early tech innovations like the internet or mobile phones. He argues that Bitcoin is still in its early adoption phase and has significant upside potential as more individuals and institutions embrace it. Now, let's talk about how they actually buy Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has used several methods to accumulate its massive holdings, including using cash reserves. Initially, the company began buying Bitcoin using its existing cash reserves. This was their first step in shifting from holding cash to holding Bitcoin. Issuing debt. A significant part of their strategy involves raising capital through debt issuance. MicroStrategy has issued convertible notes and senior secured notes, essentially borrowing money at low interest rates to buy Bitcoin. For example, in 2021, they raised over $1 billion through bond sales to fund Bitcoin purchases, selling equity. Recently, they've also started selling shares of their company to raise more money for Bitcoin acquisitions. This diversifies their funding sources and allows them to continue expanding their holdings. So what happens once they buy the Bitcoin? They add it to their corporate balance sheet. This is a big deal because it fundamentally changes how their financials are viewed by investors. Unlike traditional assets, Bitcoin is highly volatile. This means MicroStrategy's balance sheet can swing wildly depending on the price of Bitcoin. While this adds risk, the company and its leadership believe the potential upside outweighs the downside. MicroStrategy also uses long-term holding as a strategy. They don't try to time the market. Saylor refers to this approach as HODLing, a popular term in the crypto community that stands for hold on for dear life. Of course, MicroStrategy's strategy isn't without its risks and critics. Let's look at a few concerns. Bitcoin's price can fluctuate dramatically. While this can mean huge gains, it also opens up the company to massive losses, at least on paper. By putting so much of its assets into Bitcoin, MicroStrategy has become heavily dependent on the success of a single investment. Some argue this lack of diversification is risky for a publicly traded company. Issuing debt to buy Bitcoin can be risky, especially if interest rates rise or Bitcoin's price falls significantly. Critics worry that this could lead to financial strain in the long term. Not all investors are comfortable with a software company turning into what some call a Bitcoin ETF in disguise. This shift has changed how traditional investors view the company. Despite the risks, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy remain unwavering in their belief in Bitcoin. Saylor often says that Bitcoin is a long-term play. He's not concerned about short-term price fluctuations. Instead, he believes Bitcoin will appreciate significantly over the next decade, potentially replacing gold as the world's primary store of value. Saylor also sees Bitcoin as a tool for economic empowerment, particularly in a world where fiat currencies are increasingly devalued. By adopting this strategy, MicroStrategy hopes to not just preserve but grow its wealth over time. So, what can we as investors learn from MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy? MicroStrategy's approach is rooted in a clear belief about the future of money and Bitcoin's role in it. Whether you agree or not, having a strong thesis is essential for any investment strategy. By using a combination of cash, debt, and equity, MicroStrategy has spread its risk across different funding sources. This shows the importance of thoughtful financial planning. Saylor's commitment to HODLing Bitcoin, even during volatile periods, highlights the importance of sticking to your strategy if you believe in the long-term potential of your investment. So there you have it, a breakdown of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy. Whether you see it as genius or reckless, there's no denying it's one of the boldest moves we've seen in the corporate world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of finance and crypto. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy? Is it a game changer or a gamble? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.